What if Obi-Wan had a child with Satine Kryze? In the waning days of peace before the turmoil of the Trade Federation's blockade of Naboo, a secret love flourished on the neutral world of Mandalore. Duchess Satine Kryze, a paragon of peace in a culture famed for its warriors, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, a young Jedi Padawan committed to the Order's code, found in each other a kindred spirit. Their love, though deeply felt, was a fleeting shadow, hidden from a galaxy and overshadowed by their duties. When their paths diverged, a secret remained on Mandalore, known only to Satine. She bore a daughter, Arya Kryze Kenobi, whose existence was veiled in secrecy to protect her from the complexities of the galactic politics and the strictures of the Jedi Code. Raised by Satine's most trusted allies, Arya grew up unaware of her father, her heritage a mix of Mandalorian resilience and the unspoken legacy of the Jedi. As the galaxy teetered on the brink of the Clone Wars, Satine faced her own battles, striving to keep Mandalore a bastion of neutrality amidst the growing conflict. Her dedication to peace was unwavering, but so too was the resolve of those who sought to see Mandalore drawn into the galaxy's wide strife. In this volatile climate, Arya's existence remained a closely guarded secret, her safety paramount to Satine as the shadows of war drew closer. The Clone Wars raged, a galaxy-spanning conflict that saw the Jedi Order stretch to its limits. Champions of peace, now generals in a war without end. Obi-Wan Kenobi, now a seasoned general, faced trials that tested his spirit and resolve. Amidst the war, the news of Duchess Satine captured by forces aligned with the Separatists reached him, a personal blow that threatened to unravel the stoic facade he maintained. In a daring rescue attempt on Mandalore, Obi-Wan came face to face with the reality of war and the depths of his feelings for Satine. Though the reunion was brief, it rekindled the flame of a love that had never truly faded. However, their moment was overshadowed by tragedy, as Satine fell victim to treachery, her final words a whisper of confession of her enduring love. In the aftermath, Obi-Wan returned to Mandalore, seeking solace in the world that Satine had loved so dearly. It was there, hidden among Satine's personal effects, that he discovered the truth she had kept from him, a hollow recording addressed to him, revealing the existence of their daughter, Arya. The revelation shattered Obi-Wan's world, forcing him to confront a truth he never imagined. He was a father. The recording explained Satine's decision to keep Arya hidden, protecting her from the life of the Jedi and the Mandalorian politics. Satine's plea was for Obi-Wan to protect their daughter, to give her the life they could not share. Stricken with grief and responsibility, Obi-Wan sought out Arya, finding her under the care of Satine's allies. The moment he laid eyes on her, he saw the reflection of his love for Satine and the embodiment of a new path that laid before him. In the quiet seclusion of a hidden Mandalorian enclave, Obi-Wan grappled with the weight of Satine's last request. His heart, once tethered to the Jedi Order, now felt the pull of a new bond, a connection to his daughter. She was a beacon of light in the shadow of his grief, her curious eyes mirroring Satine's spirit and resilience. Despite the turmoil within, Obi-Wan's resolve crystallized. He would honor Satine's wish. He would protect Arya and guide her in a life free from the burdens of his own. But the galaxy, it seemed, had other plans. The war raged on, and the Jedi Order, stretched thin across the stars, called its knights to ever more distant battles. Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan's former apprentice and brother-in-arms, sensed the change in his mentor. The bond between them, forged in the fires of countless conflicts, allowed Anakin to see the conflict within Obi-Wan. In a rare moment of quiet amidst the chaos of war, Obi-Wan shared the truth of Arya's existence with Anakin. The revelation struck a chord in Anakin, whose own secret marriage to Padme Amidala laid heavy on his heart. In Obi-Wan's decision to leave the Order for his daughter, Anakin saw a reflection of his deepest desires, to protect those he loved above all else. The choice that laid before Obi-Wan resonated with Anakin, stirring a longing for a different path, one not mirrored in the endless conflict that the Jedi seemed unable to escape. Together, Obi-Wan and Anakin confronted the Jedi Council. The decision was met with shock and dismay, but the conviction in Obi-Wan's voice left no room for doubt. He would leave the Order to raise Arya, to give her a life beyond the reach of war and the shadows of the Force. Anakin, torn between his loyalty to the Jedi and his love for Padme, made his choice. Inspired by Obi-Wan's courage, he too decided to step away from the Order, to seek a new destiny along his mentor and friend. The departure of two of its greatest heroes sent ripples through the Jedi Order. Their absence felt deeply in the battles that followed. Yet, for Obi-Wan and Anakin, the galaxy seemed to open anew, a vast expanse filled with the promise of discovery in the hope of peace. As the Clone Wars raged on, a complex web of secrets and allegiances began to unravel, revealing the true strength of bonds formed not just in battle, but in the hearts of those fighting for a galaxy at peace. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Arya, and Padme found themselves at the forefront of the struggle, each playing their roles in a war that seemed endless, yet bound together by a vision of the future they hoped to create. Padme Amidala, her marriage to Anakin, no longer a shadow, a secret among their closest allies, continued her impassioned advocacy in the Galactic Senate. Her voice became a rallying cry for peace, her speeches laced with the urgency of personal stakes she now openly shared with Anakin. Their relationship, a symbol of unity and balance the galaxy so desperately needed, allowed them to navigate their dual lives with a newfound openness. Padme's influence in the Senate and Anakin's leadership in the field became interwoven strategies, aiming to sow seeds of peace amid the chaos of war. In this turbulent era, Obi-Wan and Anakin's decision to step away from the Jedi Order did not mean a withdrawal from the conflict engulfing the galaxy. Instead, it allowed them to operate beyond the restrictions of the Order, undertaking missions that aligned with their deeper sense of justice and protection. Arya, under the tutelage of her father and Anakin, grew into a young woman of remarkable depth, her Mandalorian heritage and burgeoning understanding of the Force making her a unique figure among the stars. Their adventures took them from the front lines of the Clone Wars to hidden corners of the galaxy where the war's impact was felt most acutely. Here in the shadows of the conflict, they found their purpose. They protected the innocent, disrupted the machinations of those who would prolong the war for their gain, and sought to heal the rifts that the war had wrought upon the fabric of the galaxy. The bond between Anakin and Padme, strengthened by their shared commitment to a cause greater than themselves, became a beacon of hope. Their love, no longer hidden, served as a testament to the possibility of unity in times of division. It inspired those they met, from Republic loyalists to disfranchised separatists, to envision a future where compassion and understanding could overcome a conflict. Yet, the galaxy remained a place of uncertainty. With the shadow of Darth Sidious' machinations growing ever darker, the war's end and the rise of the Empire loomed on the horizon, a threat that Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, and Arya would soon have to face. But for now, they stood together, a family forged in the crucible of war, holding on to the hope that their actions could help shape the destiny of the galaxy. In the heart of the galaxy torn asunder by war, this newfound relationship between Obi-Wan Kenobi and his daughter, Arya Kryze Kenobi, unfolded under the most extraordinary circumstances. 14 years lost to time and duty had carved a chasm between them, a void filled with unspoken words and missed moments. Yet, within this void, there existed an undeniable connection, a bond forged not just by blood, but by the shared legacy of two cultures renowned for their strength and wisdom. Obi-Wan, ever the guardian of peace, approached his relationship with Arya with a sense of profound responsibility. He felt the weight of years he had missed, years during which she had grown under the shadow of war without the guidance of her father. Yet, in every interaction, every lesson, he saw reflections of Satine's grace and resilience, qualities that had drawn him to her mother so many years ago. This recognition fueled his determination to bridge the gap between them, to offer not only his wisdom as a Jedi, but his love and protection as a father. Arya, for her part, approached her newfound father with a mixture of curiosity and cautious admiration. Raised on the tales of Jedi valor and Mandalorian honor, she found herself at the intersection of these worlds, embodying their ideals, yet bound by neither. Her Mandalorian heritage, instilled in her from birth, had taught her the value of strength and independence, while her burgeoning connection to the Force opened new paths of understanding and power. Under the guidance of Obi-Wan and Anakin, Arya's training transcended traditional Jedi teachings. Obi-Wan, steeped in the ways of the Force, offered lessons in control, patience, and the moral compass that guided the Jedi. Anakin, whose approach was more unorthodox, shared his insight on intuition, adaptability, and the raw power of the Force. This combination, coupled with her Mandalorian training, forged Arya into a formidable presence. Her dual heritage allowed her to navigate the complexities of her identity with grace, embracing her Mandalorian roots while exploring the depths of her connections to the Force. She became a bridge between worlds, her very existence a testament to the possibility of harmony between cultures and ideologies. In the quiet moments between missions and battles, Obi-Wan and Arya found common ground in their shared love for Satine. Satine, their conversations weaving together the tapestry of life that might have been. Obi-Wan shared stories of Satine's courage, her unwavering dedication to peace, and the time they had spent together years before the war that had reshaped the galaxy. Through these stories, Arya came to know not only her mother's legacy, but also the depth of her father's love and the sacrifices inherited in the path he had chosen. As their bond deepened, Obi-Wan marveled at Arya's capacity for empathy and her instinctive understanding of the balance between strength and compassion. She embodied the best of both her parents, her Mandalorian resolve tempered by the Jedi's pursuit of peace. And Arya, Obi-Wan saw not only the daughter he had never known he needed, but also a beacon of hope. As the galaxy had found itself ensnared in the relentless churn of the Clone Wars, a new player emerged from the shadows, one carefully hidden from the prying eyes of the Jedi and the Republic. Palpatine, ever the schemer, had not placed all his hopes on Anakin Skywalker. In the depths of the dark side, he had nurtured another, a secret weapon forged in the fires of hatred and pain, Galen Marek. Galen, known only to the galaxy as Starkiller, was a being of immense power and potential, a raw force of nature shaped by Palpatine's meticulous training. He was to be a tool of the dark side, a harbinger of doom to the Jedi and anyone who stood against the Sith grand design. However, Galen's emergence was not merely a testament to Palpatine's foresight, but a contingency, a plan set into motion with the understanding that the galaxy was a chessboard and every piece had its role. From the obscurity of his training, Starkiller was unleashed like a dark comet upon the galaxy. His missions, dictated by the malevolent will of Darth Sidious, were designed not just to test his abilities, but to sow chaos among the enemies of the Sith. Starkiller's power grew with each confrontation, his mastery of the dark side becoming a beacon for the Separatists, who rallied to his strength as he led them in battle against the Republic forces. The Jedi Order, already stretched thin by the demands of the Clone Wars, found themselves increasingly on the defensive. Reports of a new Separatist leader, one wielding the power of the dark side with terrifying proficiency, began to circulate, sowing fear even among the most seasoned Jedi. Starkiller's campaigns were ruthless, his strategies leaving little room for the Republic's forces to regroup or counterattack. Planets that had once been bastions of hope in the fight against the Separatists fell like dominoes, their defense shattered by Starkiller's onslaught. As Starkiller's infamy grew, so did the realization among the Jedi that this was no ordinary foe. The Council, wary of the dark presence they now faced, began to see the outlines of a larger plan, one that threatened not just the outcome of the Clone Wars, but the very fabric of the Jedi Order. Starkiller's existence was a riddle wrapped in the mystery, a puzzle that needed solving if the Republic hoped to survive. Yet, for all his power and fear he inspired, Starkiller found himself caught in a web of his own making. The dark side consumed him. Even as he consumed it, his identity fracturing under the weight of his actions and the relentless drive of Sidious's ambitions. The Sith Lord's manipulation knew no bounds, and Starkiller, for all his strength, was but a pawn in the larger game being played, a game whose stakes encompassed the entire galaxy.